Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another video at the Mew. Today, we're with the hawks again. Last couple weeks, we've gone around and we've met all of our birds of prey. You guys got to meet our hawks on day one with the feeding. We got to meet Pip, the eastern screech owl, Umber, the barred owl, and then last time you got to see Greta, our gray horned owl. Although I did realize I didn't actually tell you guys anything about red-tailed hawks. So today I figure we'll go in, we'll get Spirit on glove, and we might take her for a walk. All right, guys, before we get started, let's talk a little bit about the equipment that we use when we get our birds of prey out. There are three main components. First being the actual jesses themselves, which are just leather straps that I will feed through her anklets that you'll see around their feet. And this will attach to the leash, which is then hooked to me so that she can't get away. And of course, the most important part, the glove, to keep her from stabbing me with her sharp talons. All right, let's first go in and say hello. Hey kids, how you doing? Got Spirit over here, who's gonna be going for our walk. Hi, pretty girl. And then of course over here we've got Sky. Hey buddy, how you doing? You gonna let me touch your feet? Maybe a little bit. All right, we've said hello. Let's see if Spirit wants to go for a walk. All right, we got her. Now let's see if she wants to let me put jesses on. Go ahead and hook up the first one here. I've got her for sure. Let's see if the second one goes on as easy. There we go. All right, all jessed up and ready to go. Okay, we made it out of the Mew with Spirit. If you guys don't remember, Spirit is the female, Sky is the male, and they are sibling hawks. Let's talk about red-tailed hawks for just a second. ID marks right off the bat. Of course, red-tailed hawks, can't mistake the bright red, almost rusty color tail. And up in the sky, if you happen to see them soaring, best way to ID them is by the belly band that you see here. Now, red-tailed hawks are the most common hawk across all of North America. They can be found in almost every single state, and they tend to cover a lot of territory as well. These birds are the birds that you'll usually see up on power lines out in the country. And they usually can be seen soaring high up above where they're looking for their next meal. But let's go ahead and take a walk. Let's see how Spirit does. We'll enjoy the nice weather today. So I mentioned that they've got, they usually hunt high up in the air. Red-tailed hawks have powerful eyes. Their vision is about 8 times more powerful than humans. They can spot a mouse from up 100 feet in the air. Hawks are kind of cool, and so are other birds of prey. They have what we call binocular vision. You and I have binocular vision with our eyes in front of our face, versus other birds that you'll notice their eyes are more so on the side of their head, which helps with viewing maybe predators that could be coming from behind. Whereas these guys, their vision needs to be focused dead ahead so that they can make their kill. Back to hunting. So these hawks, as I said, they have powerful vision. They're always hunting from way up in the sky. Red-tailed hawks are considered buteo hawks, as opposed to accipiter hawks. And buteo hawks have large, broad wings built for soaring and built for kind of hovering in the air there. And what they'll do is when they find their prey, they'll make a slow, controlled dive versus a strong, powerful dive like a peregrine falcon would make. In this slow, controlled dive, they'll slowly come down to the earth, and right before they get to their prey, they'll open their wings and they'll slow their descent just to fall right down on top of their prey item without them any the wiser. Now, birds of prey have a special adaptation for diving for their prey. Their eyes, they have a second eyelid called a nictating membrane. It's going to be very hard to see this, but what this is it's like a clear film that acts as an eyelid, and it allows them to see through yet protect their eyeball. So if there's any debris or other substrate in the air, it will help to protect their eye as they dive. This nictitating membrane is also useful for birds like bald eagle and osprey for when they go fishing. It keeps the water out of their eye, but they can still see through it, almost like goggles. Really displaying that red tail there. Fantastic. All you need is for them, if they're flying, all you need them is the bank, and you see that red tail and you know for sure that you've got yourself a red-tailed hawk. So what kind of food does a red-tailed hawk eat? Well, Spirit here, she's a fan of mice and rats. That's what we feed here at Shawnee Prairie. But in the wild, their diet can consist of anything from small rodents like the mice and rats, voles and moles and other things like that, to medium-sized prey, maybe consisting of squirrels and rabbits and the like. A little fun fact about red-tailed hawks. How many of you out there are movie fans? How many times have you guys watched maybe an old Western film and you heard that, when you see the vulture flying up high, you hear that cry out from the vulture or the eagle in the movie? I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that cry is not from that bird, not from the vulture or the eagle. It is in fact a red-tailed hawk's cry. Hollywood likes to dub red-tailed hawk cries over eagles and vultures because it's a powerful cry, versus the others that, let's face it, the bald eagle doesn't have much of a powerful cry. So the red-tail is the true celebrity of Hollywood. We're coming to a close on our walk here, but before we do, I wanted to talk a little bit about Sky and Spirit themselves. Sky and Spirit came to us as chicks. When their nest tree was cut down, people found them on the ground and they were taken to a rehab center. At that rehab center they were cared for, but cared for a little too well. What happened is they imprinted on their caretakers. So while they don't have any injuries from the fall, no broken limbs, no broken wings, they are in fact imprinted, which means they've lost their fear of people. They look to me as their parent. When I bring their food up, I'm the one who's feeding them, I'm the one who's working with them, and that level of trust is there because of that imprinting. So what's the harm in imprinting? You know, they're not injured, they would be just fine in the wild, right? Not quite. Imprinting, while that means they've lost their fear of people, can be bad for both people and the bird. You'd hate to be somebody who's maybe walking around in the parks, maybe you've got a snack with you, maybe you're having a hot dog, and here comes this red-tailed hawk and lands on your arm because it wants some, right? Spirit here is used to having people feed her from glove, and at this point, if she was to come to anybody without a glove, not only could she get, oh, there we go, feel better? A little ruffle of the feathers there. Not only could she hurt herself, but she could also hurt somebody else as well. So unfortunately, these birds will never be released into the wild due to being imprinted, but they will make fantastic education birds here at Shawnee Prairie. With birds like Umber and Pip, you'll notice that they aren't quite imprinted because of their wanting to run away from the handler. They're coming up on 2 years old now, and come July will be their 2-year anniversary with the Park District. So far, Spirit's our most popular program bird. She does the best. Sky still needs a little bit of work, but we're working with him. Hopefully he'll get there someday, right? Yeah, because you're tired of me just picking on you, aren't you? All right, before we put her back in, I thought of one more thing I wanted to show you. As part of her feeding routine, one of the things I like to do is get a weight for her. It's a good metric to have. It's how I can keep track if she's keeping a healthy weight. Maybe if I find out she's not eating, I can keep track of the weight that way. So real quick, we got our scale here. I'm gonna have her step up and we're gonna see what she weighs. Step up for me. Good girl. We're looking at 1370. Yeah, you're doing good. Right now we're removing the jesses so that she's free to go. There we go. And jump off here. Good bird. Success.